guys, welcome back. It is the GSL Code A round of 32 Danger Days with Doa and Wolf. We just saw FXO Leenock take out Slayer's Boxer. Boxer's going to need to requalify again next season. It's going to be interesting to see that. Something to look forward to at the qualifiers next season. And Leenock moving on to the round of 16. Something to look forward to if you're a Leenock fan.
Yeah.
Like me.
The Leanoctopus.
Leanoctopus.
Stretching out his tentacles.
That's right, man. Yeah. He
lost that game. Well, Boxer, I mean, he tried a new style. He engaged Banelings on creep with Hellions.
Yeah,
with
it's tough to do that.
Difficult. I mean, there's only so much the human brain can do, man.
Yeah, we were talking to Thorzane and Phoenix during the break, too, and that's what they were saying, too. It's just hard to control. And the music is starting, so that means it's time to look at our players.
This guy,
MVP Dream.
MVP Dream, last season showed an interesting Hellion SCV like all in against OGSJ.
Yeah.
And it was like the weirdest build I've ever seen. He's shown some solid games as well, but in general, this guy, he doesn't play a very macro style all the time. I mean, he can, but he normally doesn't, to be honest.
He's a newer player too, so nerves are going to be a factor possibly too. I'm not like the pro gamer whisperer or anything, but he looks like he's a little bit nervous. I don't know, what do you think? Does he look nervous to you, Wolf?
Well, to me, he looks pretty calm, somewhat nonchalant. He's playing against MaKa, and, well, MaKa is a player that in Korea everyone knows, and, no one's, like, scared of MaKa, but they know he's got quite a reputation. He plays a lot on the ladder.
Yeah, and he's not quite as intimidating as someone as, like, Slayer's Boxer, obviously, too. And MaKa, he had a build named after him. So he's got to be good, right? He's back in Code A. I'm curious to see, how far he'll go. He's been around the GSL for a long, long time. Since the beta, man. He's been around in StarCraft 2 since the beta.
MaKa's got such an energetic personality.
Yeah, he's actually, if you come to the studio and get to meet MaKa Prime, he's a really fun guy. I talked to him at WCG qualifiers the other day, and he was actually like wearing a Startail jacket. Like, just trying to mess with people. I'm like, what are you doing? And he just, like, smiles at me. So that's the type of thing he does. He likes to joke with people. Well, yeah.
Was it? I think at the Kodak qualifiers, we had an interview with him, and say any words for your fans? And he took the mic and just made, like, a crazy noise and, like, jumped out of his chair.
He's just like, yeah, he, like, sat in a chair for the interview because his legs fell asleep while he was playing. So he's like, I'm just going to sit for the interview. He's an eccentric fellow. Eliminated Terminus, not too surprising. Dream eliminated Crossfire, again, not too surprising. It is a TVT. The map that we're going to be starting on is Daybreak. Very, very cool. I like this new map. I like seeing games on it. And the game has started, so we're going to get in there right now. Slow zoom, Wolf. It means it's almost time to get back
zoom, and then it's
like at us. Yeah.
You're really trying to trick them into thinking we're going to jump right into the game, but we're not.
I guess.
Now we are.
Now we are. Just can't get enough shots of us, Wolf.
I know.
All right, so down at the bottom of GSL Daybreak, our newest map here at the GSL, we've got a player from the team MVP. A lot of good players coming out of there. This guy's name is
MVP Dream.
Dream. Yep. A very Korean StarCraft ID. Dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it as an ID.
It's a cool ID, it is. Another guy with a cool ID here at the top of the map. In the blue from the team
MaKa Prime win.
MaKa Prime. So, MaKa versus Dream. And I could see there's another match that I could really see going both ways. Although I gotta say, I don't have a lot of experience yet in watching Dream play. I remember that game now that you mentioned it, but yeah, I guess I don't really know a lot about him.
Well, I like MaKa made his barracks. He like missed an SCV, made his barracks at 11. It was really weird.
What?
So his barracks is a little bit faster. I mean, it's obviously faster than Dream's because Dream went gas first.
Yeah.
But he like skipped an SCV and then made his barracks at 11. I'm trying to figure out if there's a particular reason for that, but
I don't know.
You did get a super fast barracks. I don't think it's intentional.
Yeah. Sometimes that happens. You think you make an SCV and then you look at your command center, you're like, why is it not making an SCV? and then, you know, things get messed up. You have like a little extra money, so you're like, oh, well, I guess I'll just build it on 11. I don't know. It's just annoying, but it shouldn't really impact the game.
Well, I don't know, just like, to me, I'm one of those people who's like super into like, I gotta do it at that perfect moment. And then you like didn't build an SCV for a second. I was like, what is he doing? Then you made the barracks at 11, and I was like, normally you make that at 12.
Yeah, it normally is made at 12. It's true.
Well, Dream obviously going for a very fast factory.
And MaKa going for a very fast command center.
Yes.
Yeah, interesting. Probably doesn't have anything to do with him getting that barracks at 11.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
And he didn't actually get his orbital any faster than normal either with that, so he just...
And he actually did have to cut Marines a little bit, too, to get that command center up faster. He's actually cutting a lot of Marines.
Yeah, he's making another depot here. Had to cut another Marine, so he's only got that one Marine out, but that's okay.
Yep.
Gonna get that super fast command center. This is a 2-player map, of course, remember, guys, so...
Yeah.
The rush distance is pretty far. It's comparable to maybe cross positions on a larger map like Terminus.
Yeah, it is actually a really big map.
There is destructible rocks in the middle of the map you can destroy to open that up.
The winding path keeps reminding me of Desert Oasis.
Yeah, I mean, this map does really remind me of Desert Oasis as well. It also reminds me of Matchpoint in Brood War.
Oh.
This map, basically the tile set and the way it looks just kind of reminds me of Matchpoint.
Well, there was that Icy Cup map that was a remake of Matchpoint for a while that people were playing on.
Yeah, I messed around with it a little bit in the beta. It was a good map. So, very fast command center versus a Banshee opener. Very risky position for MaKa to be in. No, in the lobby chat, he mentioned that he was sleepy. So, when you're sleepy and you go for fast command center and your opponent goes for Banshees, it's a pretty big wake-up call.
Yeah, that's right. That's going to wake him up in a hurry.
It's like when my alarm went off this morning, I was like, I had to wake up and I was like...
I heard your alarm, man.
I was scratching my eyes and Naniwa and Thorazane were in the house, and then that was like an even bigger wake-up call. I had to jump out of bed and run down and see them.
That's just how it is, man. You like wake up and there's like another pro gamer in the GAM house.
That's how it is sometimes. I don't mind it, man. It's like, that's actually a cool thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's one of the fun things about the GAM house. We're just like chilling out the other day and EG Puma walks in. Like, oh, hey. You're actually a really good Terran.
Yep. Played a few games.
Yeah.
We had a sleepover. You spent the night.
That's right. Talked about boys.
Actually, we talked about girls.
We did actually. We went to Korean barbecue. It's true. So
and taking out some of these Marines here. Nice job by Dream, pulling the weakened Hellion to the back. He's even going to kill his bunker. And MaKa in a little bit of trouble, but now his own Hellion is out. Should be able to defend this. Wants to get that bunker up desperately. Really nice control by Dream.
Yeah, doing a really good job of just being a nuisance to MaKa. MaKa going with Blue Flame. Actually, both players are. MaKa will get his a little bit quicker.
But here's the scary part. The Banshee is here, and there are only 2 Marines left. And that bunker did not finish.
Yep.
First turret on the way. That's basically the only line of defense here for MaKa. And I got to say, MaKa's looking pretty dead.
Yeah, that was the last Marine right there. 2 more popping out right now, but that Banshee can be microed against it. But does it have Cloak? No, it doesn't. So that Viking.
Oh, I don't know why, but I thought he had Cloak. I'm like, oh, he's so dead. But no, he actually doesn't have Cloak.
Yeah.
And the turret finished.
And that supply depot is getting pretty low.
The bunker's still not finishing.
Yeah.
And the Viking actually didn't target down the Banshee right away. It just kind of floated around. Some of those adolescent Vikings I used to talk about in my solo cast just don't want to listen. They're like, please chase this unit. It's like, I don't really want to.
What's the
better things to do.
AI named in the Terran army? The Adjunct or something?
Adjutant?
Adjutants just don't understand, man.
Well, that Viking just wanted to go down to Tashi Station, pick up some power converters. But the adjutant told him he could waste time with his friends when his chores were done.
Yeah, that's right. He's got to clean up those droids, man. He wants them out in the field by daybreak or whatever it is.
Yeah, he needs to get the memories wiped.
Yep. You know, that always seemed like a bad idea. It's like C-3PO knows 6 million forms of communication. Why do you want to wipe his memory? Do you know how long it's going to take to load that back in there? I don't have to reload his OS, man. It'll take a long time.
It's always, every time you talk to him, is C-3PO, human-cyborg relationship. Like, you said that already. I don't want to go through this. Oh, nice. Catches the Blue Flame Hellion drop.
Yeah.
One thing going really right for MaKa. Now, as far as worker count goes, MaKa is actually down 5 SCVs, even though he made a faster command center. Dream has had his command center up and running for quite some time.
Yeah, well,
he's got a Raven at home.
MaKa just hasn't been able to expand. Dream's kept a really good clutch on the map right now.
Kept it in his clutches.
Kept in his clutches. His little Dream clutches.
Dream put the medevac all the way up at the top left. He does not want those Vikings to find it. Those are not adolescent Vikings. Those are like the SWAT team Vikings.
Dude, why are the stars going by so fast? That's crazy. You guys aren't getting a shot of it, but the stars go by really fast in the background of this
You're
map.
like tripping out. You're like, the stars are going by so fast. I'm like, duh, what are you talking about, man?
Just cool, man. All right. So,
yeah, this actually can show that how when your opponent has more Hellions than you can still lose if the positioning is better for your opponent.
Blue Flame Hellion versus Blue Flame Hellion is a weird fight.
Landing the Vikings, we've seen that a lot recently.
Yeah, actually what we've seen a lot in TVT is a lot of small attacks with a very, very varied units.
Yeah, and they're like, very potent attack squads.
Yeah, like one Banshee, a couple of Hellions, a couple of Marines, and like a landed Viking is like the standard in TVT in the early game now. Very interesting.
And MaKa's still patrolling a Viking. There's a dropship going around to MaKa's base. It doesn't have any units in it, though. He's like sneaking around all the way at the top. There's like nothing in it.
It's the threat,
It's
man.
like the last thing that MaKa's going to expect. He's like trying to fake him out with a sneaky drop.
Gonna come and like heal his units when he's not looking.
Oh, so he actually is going to... He sent some Hellions over. He's going to pick those up.
Yeah. Well, it's good he kept the medevac alive. Every unit is precious.
And he's going to fly right into that Viking. Oh, is the Viking going to miss it? Nope. He didn't wait. It's like in The Legend of Zelda when you're trying to sneak in to see Zelda and there's guards walking back and forth. He didn't wait. He didn't go at the right timing.
Oh, that is the most annoying part of the game. And these Hellions could be pretty annoying. Taking out a couple SCVs, but here's the big push down at the natural. Dream pushing in with a lot of Hellions. I don't know if he's got enough, though.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the right idea. I mean, these auto turrets going to do a decent amount of damage, but the Hellions is cleaning up most of everything on the ground.
He just lost a lot of units, but the auto turrets
Vikings
helped out a lot.
are going to be the scary part here. You can fall back to the auto turrets.
Yep.
And Vikings trading places here.
Man, this is almost like we're back in beta again, watching people like land and...
Yeah, well, this is how Vikings were, I think, intended to be used in multiple modes.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, I love
Oh, the auto turret's doing a lot of damage here, but it looks like MaKa is going to clean up the majority of these units.
I think so. I think MaKa's going to come out barely ahead in this engagement. But the auto turrets, they last forever, man. Even
and the
without
Raven.
durable materials. Raven's dead. Oh, but look at this. MaKa about to lose the air advantage. He's down by 2 Vikings right now.
The reason why he was barely losing that fight was because he spent factory time building Thors, and those Thors now are like, well, I'm here, Thor's here, whatever they say, and they come out.
Yep. This is so interesting because it seems like every time one player gets an advantage, the next unit comes out that does well against it, you know?
And, well, it's because it was planned, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
TVT has just gotten so strange in the last 2 weeks.
Those Thors are actually pushing back the army of Dream quite a bit.
Yeah, they really
And meanwhile, MaKa's going up to 5 factories back at home. Dream sticking with the 3, hasn't added his 2 factories quite yet, but he's going to be doing the same pretty soon. Both these guys making command centers. MaKa, though, making 2 command centers. And Dream is making I'm not joking, a fusion core.
Yes! Why not? We need Hunter's Secret Missile, though. But look at this. I like this by MaKa. He's not trying to be overly aggressive. He's just trying to get a little bit of map presence right now. That Zelnaga tower gives you so much vision. You can actually see your opponent's ramp with that tower. That's interesting. Hellions sneaking past the Thors. But can they sneak past the Hellions?
I don't know, can they?
I guess they can. Maybe not.
Oh, nice use of the line of sight blocker.
But it doesn't matter.
Yep. That's just how Hellion battles go. You just you don't know exactly how they're going to turn out. You have more Hellions than your opponent. I don't know if that really matters.
Yep. Waiting behind the fog apparently is a bad idea. I suppose that would make all the Hellions waiting behind the fog fire at the first Hellion that came through, which would then allow the other Hellions that came through second to get off a big shot on all the clumped of Hellions. There we go. That fight is easy to explain.
Well, here's the first tech lab going down for Dream on his starport. He may make a battlecruiser immediately. He does have air superiority. Now, the Thors of MaKa are here designed to prevent that.
Yeah. Thors versus battlecruisers, though.
Yeah, well, it's
really
more so he's trying to use the Thors to get rid of those Vikings, so then he can have more Vikings than his opponent, but it's very difficult to do that in this situation.
Well, the Unicomp right now, Dream actually has a lot more Vikings than MaKa. It's like 9-1 right now, if I'm reading that right. Yeah, 9-1.
What are the chances of successfully navigating through an asteroid field.
Approximately 3,720 to 1.
Exactly.
I know. Never tell MaKa the odds.
And 2 more command centers going down for Dream.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, is that Dream's in a good spot. He's got more bases. He's got some under construction. I guess he's not on more bases right now, but he's got more on the way. MaKa's got, a little bit better composition for the moment, but when those battle cruisers show up, things are going to change. But here's an engagement right now. Are we going to see some Vikings land?
I think we're going to see some Thors get crushed by siege tanks if MaKa takes just a few more steps forward.
Dude, Thors actually don't get crushed by siege tanks. They survive for a long time, and if he buffers with those Hellions, he could actually.
Yeah, it just depends on if he almost walked right into those tanks, and then
he does.
That was a scary little moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the first battlecruiser is out.
Nice.
And he's actually hiding it. He's rallied his battlecruiser starport to the bottom left side of the map, so there's no way that MaKa's going to see it coming. Next thing you know, there's going to be like 5 battlecruisers in the mix.
Well, MaKa has to get lucky and see the fusion core, because right now those battlecruisers are hanging out closer to Scrap Station than they are to this map.
Yeah.
And MaKa, though, he might move in. I mean, this is a big investment by Dream to get those command centers, get those battlecruisers. MaKa is about still even on supply.
Ooh.
Actually, Dream is a bit ahead. Uh-oh.
2 Hellions going to sneak in here and do a lot of damage.
Yes, they will. And he's just waiting for MaKa to pull them. And MaKa instead attacking. And yeah, I'd say, decent amount of Hellions killed there. A couple singed as well. Worker count right now about even still for both players, I believe.
I'll take a look at that.
No, actually they're
not. Well,
he's
just had more command centers for longer.
Yeah.
65 to 82 in the favor of Dream. And this engagement, I'm not sure if it's the right one.
Well, the Hellions are buffering the siege tank damage, allowing MaKa to get in position. The Thors are going to help out quite a bit as well.
Ooh, this is not the right time for Dream to land Vikings. He landed like one and it dissipated pretty quickly. That's
kind of the use. Well, battlecruiser's like, whoa, wait a second.
This may be the time to show the BCs.
Yeah, that's really all he has left. Here he goes, battlecruisers versus Thors. MaKa does not have a lot of Vikings right now.
And the battlecruiser's taking out the Thors, but the Thors doing an okay amount of damage.
Well, the Thors
MaKa has +2. And the Thors are not doing splash damage, just barely not.
That one Thor had like 1 hit point, and the battlecruiser killed the other one first.
But here's the scary thing. There are a ton of siege tanks lining up here to kill a lot of Dream's SCVs, but they are going to be cleaned up.
Yeah, he killed a lot of SCVs, man, but the army is eventually going to die. And if Dream repairs those battlecruisers, that would be a nice little force to move out with a little bit later.
Remember, he still has 5 factories, so contrary to most situations with mech, he can remake that mech fairly quickly.
Yeah, in this particular case, he certainly can. Are there any more battlecruisers on the way for Dream? No, not right now.
Yeah, he's just sticking with siege tank and Hellion production right now, trying to get that buffering ground army back in first. The battlecruisers aren't something he's really focusing on. It's just a nice support unit, which we saw just in that engagement, how much of a support unit they can really be.
And Hellions coming into this base are going to kill a couple SCVs, pulling up right next to the siege tank, so can't fire. Smart move by MaKa Prime there. And MaKa is going to do a decent amount of damage, I think, until some of the units for Dream come back. It's taken a while, man.
Those tanks finally getting back here, sieging up, some of them attacking in tank mode. And meanwhile, battlecruisers moving across the map. Just a few battlecruisers. It's like the one Banshee to rule them all, except it's BCs this time. Those are even scarier, man.
I gotta say, I'm disappointed though that Dream hasn't been repairing those battlecruisers. Yeah, it's such a big investment.
One of the battlecruisers is getting very low.
Yeah, you really, really should be repairing those.
I think he's gonna send them back to get them repaired now.
I think so too. That'd be a good idea. Vikings coming from behind.
And he does have Yamato researched. I'm surprised he's not using it. He's got 3 Yamatos available. One battlecruiser goes down. That's what we're talking about. If he had just repaired it, he wouldn't have lost it.
And Dream is actually about 30 supply behind right now. Those battlecruisers are such a huge investment in TBT. If you don't do it at exactly the right time, you can end up being in trouble. But look at this. Right now, MaKa the one in trouble positionally.
Yeah, he's got a better supply, but his opponent is mining from more bases than he is. He can't hold this command center. Plus, the battlecruisers are kind of controlling this engagement. Really surprised we didn't see those Yamatos go off. I would have liked to see them hit those Thors with Yamatos.
Well, he's probably got to save him, for next time. Uh-oh, a lot of SCVs for MaKa about to be killed by these blue flame Hellions.
Yeah, this is not looking good for MaKa. He's going to lose his mules here as well. Look at that, man. That is so many SCVs lost. If you look at the workers kill tab, it's almost even for these guys, 53 to 56. The problem is Dream has more mining bases now.
Well, making SCVs in TVT has never been more important than it is right now. I mean, so many SCVs dying in the TVTs we see lately.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
MaKa having a lot of Vikings out now, though. He has taken air control, and so these battle cruisers are going to be pretty scared for their lives.
Nope.
So he's going to have to use good Yamatos.
And MaKa's moving in right now, moving into the siege tank line. So many Thors for MaKa Prime is just going to absolutely crush these siege tanks. Battle cruisers going down in the corner of your screen, you can see as well. And I don't know if MaKa Prime has enough.
Oh, the battle cruiser falls. No Yamatos fired from any of those battle cruisers. That's really disappointing to me, actually.
Yeah, man. Why research Yamato if you're not going to use it?
Well, he had so many opportunities to do that, and I'm kind of impressed by MaKa's decision making during all of this, despite being in this really scrappy situation with very little income. He's always made the right units. He's attacked at the right moments.
Yep.
That was a good time to attack.
Yeah, well, MaKa's like, all right, I see you've got battle cruisers. I'm just going to kind of do my Blue Flame Hellion thing. I'm going to get in there, try to kill some SCVs, and just kind of macro up a little bit, make sure that I can take out those battle cruisers when it actually becomes important.
And the Thors just were a great support unit to have there, killing tanks, damaging Vikings, even hitting battle cruisers at some times. And what Dream really could have done earlier was Yamato those. But anyway, that's not the most crucial thing here. But what's very important is that MaKa attacked in a moment where most of the siege tanks weren't firing.
Yep.
He isolated some of the forces of Dream, picked off the battle cruisers, picked off the siege tanks with the Thors.
And this game is far from over, too. I mean, Dream is only about 20 supply down right now. They're both on about the same amount of bases. Dream is actually a little bit ahead when it comes to the income. So
12 Vikings to 9 Vikings in the favor of Dream, actually. So he does have that one battle cruiser floating around as well. Hopefully he'll use that Yamato if the time is right.
Yep. And battle cruisers just look so cool.
They really do. I really like that buff that made them the same speed as Thors.
It's kind of nice, yeah. Although I can't remember the last time I've made one in a game.
Well, I can't remember the last time they were made against me.
We'll play some practice games. I'll rush for battle cruisers against you, Wolf.
Yeah, you just want to like play them against me. You're just gonna get crushed, man.
It's okay. I'll go battle cruiser, hunter seeker missile. It'll be awesome. Doa build.
The Doa build.
Don't do it. It's bad.
So, Dream, he's moving around the map. He's being very aggressive. He's trying to find weak points in MaKa's play. He's trying to find any more command centers that MaKa's made. He's trying to find out where they are, but basically what he's finding is that the command centers are well protected. They're on the other side of the map. He just wanted to see, well, do you have any command centers that are over here that I can find and pick off? And the answer is no. Continuing to make battle cruisers. Surprisingly, no upgrades for those air units for either player. I find that very difficult to, I find this difficult to believe it's actually true. I know that's not the right phrase I was looking for.
I'm looking at you right now. You look doubtful. You're like,
I'm like, I actually don't believe this. I'm looking at the
serious?
0 right there, and I'm like, I don't know. But the vehicle weapons, you guys can see there, he's got +2 on those Thors. Those Thors doing a lot of damage per shot.
Yeah.
And the vehicle weapons for Dream, actually, he doesn't have any. And someone was listening. MaKa's getting, he did get +1 for his. See? I didn't believe it, man. I knew.
It was too good to be true.
It was too good to be true, man.
Should have upgrades by now. It's
like, that's not true. That's impossible.
That's impossible. Yep.
So he is getting +2. He did have +1. I didn't click on his Viking, apparently, although I did, but I didn't, I guess.
Well,
it's like when you make that excuse, everyone knows that one friend. When you, well, hold that thought.
Looks like an air battle
Viking
going
battle.
on. And it looks
Point
like
defense drone changed that battle pretty drastically. That one volley from that Thor almost did a ton of damage.
Yeah, Dream definitely having the advantage right now in the air, I believe. Oh, but the battle cruiser getting focused on by MaKa.
And having that +1 on MaKa's Vikings really coming into play here.
Yeah. This is such an even game. This is actually one of the coolest TVTs I've seen in a long time.
Well, it's such a positional battle, and I think part of it comes down to this awesome map.
Yeah, well, it started out, typical crazy TVT like we're seeing, and now it moved into really positional mech play.
One thing that neither of these players have thought about is destroying the debris in the center of the map that makes the map much more maneuverable.
You know, that's actually really interesting.
And if they had destroyed that debris, I think they're just not thinking about it right now. But I noticed them moving around the map, and their units tend to path one way or the other around the map. But if they had just destroyed the middle, there could have been a lot more direct attacks when players had advantages.
Right. Well, neither one wants to be the one to break it down, you know?
Yeah, they don't want to commit to that. They could get in an awkward position.
Yep, you could be caught with your units in a bad place.
Well, they may just not.
Something.
They may just not even be thinking about it for one.
It is a newer map, so these guys don't have as much experience on it, I'm sure.
A lot of pro gamers did test this map, though.
Yeah.
And many Bothans died.
Many Bothans died to get us this map.
Yeah.
I actually was observing MaKa doing some testing on the map. That was kind of an earlier version of this a little bit earlier, a couple days ago.
Yeah, I was there, man.
Yeah,
saw
right. You were there.
I was there.
Yep.
Now, what's interesting here is that MaKa is taking a command center that is on Dream's side of the map. He's like aggressively expanding to it, and that's just the way the map is being divided here.
Yeah.
And this happens a lot in TVT.
You know, and Dream is taking that same base over on MaKa's side.
That's just how it's divided.
Yeah, split map.
Oh, MaKa is actually dropping mules. He's scanning and dropping mules on top of Dream's siege tanks in several different strategic locations.
I love that. That's something we don't see near enough.
Doing a lot of splash damage, actually, to those tanks.
Yeah.
You guys didn't get a shot of it, but take my word for it.
Well,
I'm like the opposite of LeVar Burton. I'm like telling you guys to trust me.
Oh, look at this. MaKa moving in. You don't have to take Wolf's word for it.
Huh.
See it on the screen.
Right now, for Viking counts, we've got 18 Vikings for Dreams, 14 for MaKa, 1 BC on the field as well.
Well, it's going to be really, really tough for MaKa to move up this ramp.
Point defense drones look so cool.
They do, actually, yeah. Kind of like the training things in Star Wars, since we're kind of on a Star Wars kick, you know? They shoot out little lasers.
Well, with the blast shield down, how could you ever see when you're trying to practice against those?
That's why MaKa doesn't practice with the blast shield down, Wolf. He's like, I'm not going to do it.
No, he's not.
I'm not practicing with the blast shield down. Refuses. So, yeah, we're kind of in this weird split map situation where both players are pretty close to maxed out. Neither one can really attack the other.
This is kind of like TVT in the beta, where it was only tanks and Vikings, and there was a split map, and there were Venn diagrams all over the place, and there were no units other than tanks or Vikings.
We're making like the Olympic rings with sensor towers.
It's funny, TVT has gone in this circle, and we've finally gotten back to the beginning.
Oh, good.
We've made it back to the beginning, and then, you know, there's Thors in there sometimes because you try to use that to change up the air superiority. I gotta say, though,
it's different.
This is kind of funny to just look at this and go, I'm like, well, TVT has changed so much, and I look at this now and I go, this is like when I watch Morrow play against like Show on Steps of War. It's like, I don't know. Yeah. This is kind of looking similar.
You know what they say, Wolf? The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Very true. History has a tendency of repeating itself.
So now what we need is like another Marine King to come out and do this crazy bio style that beats all the Viking tank Terrans.
And then the cycle continues.
That's right. The circle of life, Wolf. It's the circle of life, and it moves us all.
The Behemoth reactor is being researched.
Yeah. Yay, and auto-sec tracking. Has he even Yamato'd yet?
I don't think he has.
He needs the energy. Hey, all these crazy upgrades that we were talking about last
I know, man.
They're coming true.
Well, we're not. I don't know if we're going to see durable materials.
Neo steel plating.
That's not happening yet either.
Might see that. So both players just kind of juking around the map, well, about as fast as you can juke with a mech army.
I don't know if anyone watched this game last night, but we'll hold that thought. We're going to have a aggressive move here by MaKa.
And sacrificing some Hellions to get the Thors in position, but Dream has Thors of his own.
He also just wanted to get rid of some units. He wants to remax some better units. He's getting +3 ship weapons, and Dream is getting +2. No battle cruisers out for MaKa. He's completely avoiding using those.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Oh, more of that offensive mule usage. I just want to talk about this game I watched last night. Like, things keep happening.
All right, talk about it. Now's the time.
So last night I watched the game between Zamaga and Satini. And I don't know if anyone watched that game, but they were both at this kind of situation where they're both maxed with all these upgrades going on. It was his TVZ, and Zamaga ended up losing. But there were just tons of Ravens, Vikings, battle cruisers, point defense drones. Every upgrade in the game was being researched. Both these guys had like 13,000 minerals. And this is starting to. I'm like, well, am I watching this game in a TVT form right now?
Yeah, man. we need, you know what actually would be pretty decent is, I gotta say it, Seeker Missile. He's getting the, actually, Dream is getting the Raven Energy upgrade right now.
You know, when I was talking about that game Morrow versus Show, I meant to say Morrow versus Kawaii Rice.
Oh.
And there was a game I watched with the
air battle.
Whoa!
And
point defense from being pretty significant
there.
Whoa!
Vikings getting a pretty big shot on those.
Yeah, that Thor did so much damage. And there was a game that was like this on Steps of War with Kawaii Rice and Morrow, and the Vikings were stacked up like that, and Morrow launched like 4 Seeker missiles.
Yeah, dude.
And it was the Open Wolf Cup, man. And it killed all the Vikings with Kawaii Rice, and the game ended. Something like that could turn this game around. The Corvid reactor is being researched.
I know, I told you it was a Raven upgrade. Dude, this is the thing, is that when Maro was here in Korea at the Gamos for the World Championships, he told me about his TVT. And he genuinely does go like mass Viking Raven with Seeker Missile and TVT because it's just fun and it can be good if you get the Seeker Missiles off. Now, you need a lot of Ravens because obviously you're going to want to have a lot of point defense drones too. And look at that Seeker Missile being researched by Dream.
He's doing it. He knows what's up.
I'm actually going to give MVP Dream the biggest hug after this game, Wolf. I'm going to get in the booth. I'm going to throw it on the microphone because I'm so happy. Like, I've got the biggest, stupidest grin on my face right now.
Well,
this is what I love.
This game is shaping up to be the longest game that's ever been in the GSL. I mean, if this game continues...
Well, there was that Nada versus Marine King game.
That was quite long, too, yeah.
But this is getting right up there, man. I mean, this is easily... I mean, Seeker Missile just makes it the coolest TVT ever to be played in
Well,
in
interestingly
GSL.
enough, Dream got the Corvid reactor, but he still only has 1 Raven.
Air fight. And
he's just trying to bait him into the Thors. Both players trying to do this.
Yep, that's right. All of it centers around this one base of MVP Dream right now. And how many Ravens is he making? He's not making a lot of Ravens.
Yeah, he's only making his 2nd Raven right now. It's going to come out with a lot of energy because he has the Corvid reactor.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him get durable materials. I know we're like talking about things that we never talk about, but if he gets durable materials, the Hunter Seeker Missile will last longer.
Yeah, it actually will. It'll go farther before it
It's like sounds so funny to be like commentating on this in the real game.
I know. I'm so happy. I am actually. I'm like ridiculously happy right now that this is happening. Such a Seeker Missile's almost finished.
And you can just see like both these guys have so much money, they're just dropping mules to move siege lines.
Yeah, dude, and the studio is actually packed right now too. People are telling their friends, are like running to the subway and getting here for this game because they've got time.
It's not going to be over. You can actually probably get in the train and come. Look at that, more mules being dropped.
Wow.
And it's forcing tank lines to be moved.
Now, Dream is making 2 Ravens at once. Now, the way Morrow does this is he actually makes like 6 starports and starts pumping out like tons of Ravens.
Dream is going to relinquish control of this position.
That's okay. That's actually
Looks like he wants to go around the other side because he realizes MaKa's got a weaker position there.
Yeah.
But this does allow MaKa to, conversely, move into where now Dream has a weaker position. Well, he decides he wants to go back by the looks of it here. Yeah. He's got 4 battle cruisers, all with enough energy to Yamato.
And I guarantee you that MaKa is not going to be expecting Hunter Seeker Missile. Because it's one of those things where you're just like, wait, what? So what you do is...
So you guys keep...
You hide the Ravens with the battle cruisers, and you fly in to get close enough.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. Although you don't usually make a lot of battle cruisers if you are going Viking Raven.
Look at that, man. Look at all those Vikings.
It's a lot of Vikings. It's more Vikings than there were real Vikings in the Middle Ages, actually.
Huh.
They could,
well, I'll give you guys the Viking count, okay?
All right.
It's 35 Vikings for MaKa to 28 for Dream.
Whoa, all right. There's a point defense drone. Dream wants MaKa to come in. And here we go. Or not.
Well,
it's so hard to know.
I can't even tell where the Ravens are, like you were saying. You just can't see them.
That's the thing. That's what. That's how you make it work.
He has enough for two Seeker missiles, but he keeps using those PDDs.
You can also use the Seeker missiles on big groups of siege tanks as well.
Yes, you can.
Those obviously aren't going to go anywhere.
Nope.
Yeah.
But they're just liking to use these mules, man. They're just... You guys, I don't know how many shots you guys have really gotten because I'm bouncing around the map, zipping everywhere, but they keep dropping mules on top of the siege tanks to break the lines.
He's actually killed a lot of tanks with that.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah. So +3 ship attacks going up right now for Dream. A little bit behind on the upgrades, but he's making more and more Ravens. Yeah, normally you just want to ditch the battle cruisers altogether, and just go Viking Raven?
MaKa is going to be in a tough spot here because he is not adapting to this late game very well.
Well, he's trying to play it, much more standard, only he's taking it like to an extreme, although MaKa is making a fusion core of his own and 4 more starports right now.
Yeah, now he's finally starting to adapt. He's getting his own. He's been ahead in arrow weapons for this entire game, but Dream's now catching up. He's about to be at 3-2. MaKa is at... There's some more battlecruisers. MaKa's at 3-1 right now. He hasn't started +2 armor just yet.
And Seeker Missile is actually good against clumped up battlecruisers as well. I mean, they do a ton of damage.
Is this going to happen right now?
I don't know.
I thought it was about to happen, man.
I normally don't talk about my YouTube channel on cast, but I casted a game between Maro and Mini on my YouTube channel. So if you want to see what I'm talking about with all the Ravens and our Seeker Missiles, just look it up. It's there somewhere. It's a really long game, but I think Part 2 has it. So if you're curious about seeing that in action, that's what it is. And it looks like Dream might be ready to move out.
Yeah, I think he's just intentionally giving away some SCVs there. Here we go! Point defense is down.
And where are the Seeker Missiles? That's all I care about.
He hasn't launched any yet. No. So many point defense drones. SCVs joining in here.
Yeah, and point defense drone is the more useful spell to cast right now, as much as I love Seeker Missile. But does he have the Viking count he needs?
He's not using Yamato, and I don't understand why. The Thor's doing a ton of damage to the Vikings as well, and I think MaKa...
He might be so many Vikings.
He's just in trouble here, but the turret's doing a lot of damage as well.
And he's trying to get close enough to do Hunter Seeker Missile with the Ravens, but the Ravens get taken out by MaKa.
He just didn't have enough energy.
Yeah, man. And, I mean, when it comes down to it, point defense drone is more important in the fight.
He's taking out so many Vikings of MaKa.
Actually...
Every Thor shot is just making me cringe, though, man.
Dude, Dream has 27 Vikings. MaKa has 13.
Yeah.
He had 2 when I started that sentence. And MaKa's making a lot of Ravens of his own, too. So Dream, winning the air war, but what does it get him, really,
Well, that's the thing. That's what I was about to mention is none of these guys really have ground armors. There's 5 tanks and 6 tanks, whatever, for both these guys.
Yep.
The money is not an issue. MaKa has a lot more money stored up, so that could become an issue later.
Yeah.
The other thing to note is people might be going, well, why aren't they dropping? Like, why isn't anything going on? There's sensor towers all over the map.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see it on the mini-map. There are missile turrets to back up every sensor tower. Imagine, look, missile turrets are shooting at point defense drones.
Why not?
There is no way to drop. There's no way to avoid this center split up on the map here.
What's the income right now for both these players? Because they've got to be starting to get low on minerals.
Well, they're about 400 minerals per minute income for both these guys.
Yeah. A little bit more for Dream at the moment.
Yeah, Dream a little bit ahead.
For the moment, yeah. Well, this is a very interesting TVT. It's you don't often see games going this long.
But the reason Dream is ahead is because MaKa has mined more already. He has about twice the money right now stored up that Dream has.
Yeah, he does.
MaKa remaxed a lot faster than Dream did.
And Ghost Academy.
Yeah, this is what needs to start happening.
Yep.
I was thinking about this because when the nukes start falling, that's going to be better than using mules to reposition armies.
Yeah.
And he has the money to afford a ton of nukes, so why not?
Here's the big fight. Are there enough Vikings for one of the players to come out on top? We're going to look at the Viking count. Look at that. MaKa with the lead right now, and it's becoming bigger. But Dream has a decent ground army. I think, Wolf, that MaKa... I was going to say I think he has it, but it looks like Dream.
No, man, it's like we're just going to go back to like ground zero again here.
Yes, man. Wow.
Dream about 20 supply down, but won the fight.
Viking count's about even right now, 10 to 13.
Command center being rebuilt here.
Yep.
And now the resource for these guys starting to dwindle a little bit, both at about 3,000 minerals.
Well, we're reaching the tipping point, and here's actually where Ravens become really, really good, because if you have enough Ravens and they have a lot of energy, you can just do like a ton of auto turrets, a ton of Hunter Seeker Missile. You're not ever going to run out of that. You just need to keep your Ravens alive.
Yeah, in late game situations, spellcasters are always the units you want to have.
Yeah, exactly.
And MaKa right now has 3 Ravens. Dream has no Ravens. He does have 2 battle cruisers out. He's got much less Vikings than MaKa does right now.
Well, Dream doesn't have any gas,
he's making 11 Vikings at a time. That's why he keeps coming out with more Vikings. He loses the fight, comes back with more Vikings. 11 Vikings at a time, man. That's how many starports this guy's got.
Yeah. Wow.
And I think MaKa is going to come out on top here.
You know, it's starting to look like that. Yeah, it
but
really
he
is.
does have to take control of this command center here. This is basically the only place left on the map that has money, and Dream is mining it. So Dream has the opportunity to catch up because MaKa is running out of money. He's got 900 minerals left. He's got no income. He's got 160 minerals per minute, and that's coming from one mineral patch.
MaKa is about 40 supply ahead, so he is in a better place. But yeah, I mean, with no income, that supply isn't going to get any bigger. It's only going to get smaller.
He's got to take control. This is the last mining base.
The rocks in the middle finally broken down. Only took to the 51-minute mark.
Oh, and it looks like MaKa's going to try to end this game.
Yep. And I think that's probably a good thing to do right now. He knows his army isn't going to get any bigger, and he's got plenty of Vikings for the air advantage. He's got to be so careful with that Thor, though.
Yeah, the Thor doing a lot of damage every shot it gets.
Yeah.
And missile turret's doing some decent damage here as well to these Vikings.
I don't know, man. I mean, MaKa needs to be careful because Dream does have a couple battle cruisers yet.
Yeah, he also has that base over there. The battle cruisers are going to be very insignificant, though, in the grand scheme of things. When you have 37 plus 3 weapons Vikings, those battle cruisers, they don't do a whole lot.
But if the Thors kill the Vikings, then I don't know.
This is looking like MaKa's finally taking control of this game.
I think he will. Yeah, I think he's got this game.
I mean, Dream's got very few Vikings. The battle cruisers are going to fall right now.
Here we go. And MaKa running his Vikings in there.
And the Thors want to they should be targeting the Vikings. They're not. Doesn't matter, though. MaKa's got much better Vikings.
Yep.
And this game is going to end right here.
I think it should be GG. The supply is pretty low right now, 78 to 101. Dream might decide to stick around and try this just because he knows he has income and MaKa doesn't.
Well, he probably he's so tired out. He probably doesn't really understand fully the situation that the game is in.
Yeah, it's good.
He doesn't know how much. I mean, he has no minerals right now, and his SCVs weren't mining for a period of time.
It's kind of funny that Dream is sending out some Hellions. He's like, I'm going to kill all the SCVs mining. And there's not a lot out there.
Yeah, there's nothing. MaKa right now has 5 SCVs.
Yep, landing his Vikings, and it's another reason why so many Vikings are so good in late game
Dream,
PvP.
He's got no money. The Vikings are great. They can land, they can kill structures. These Hellions are basically all that Dream has left. But I think they may be becoming just a dream here.
Yep.
GG.
And the dream has become a nightmare for MVP Dream. MaKa taking game 1 in what actually could be the longest game ever in the GSL. That was long, man. Like 52 minutes? Wow. Twitter, let us know. Tweet us at GomTV on Twitter, or you can also reach Wolf at FXOWolf. DoSC, let us know.
You can even tweet at Moletrap.
Yeah, he's here.
He's going to be casting actually with me tomorrow.
He's giving us a thumbs up. And we got to give a thumbs up to MaKa, man. Played so well that game.
There were moments in that game where things were seesawing a little bit. We're watching battle.
Really
There's so many missiles going on. They make a noise like that. They're going like this. I'm like, I don't know who's going to win. I just press the U key, and I'm looking at the Viking count fluctuate. And it's not fluctuating because there's so many point defense drones. No Vikings are dying. All we have is missiles firing and being blown up by point defense drones. I'm trying to see how many point defense drones there are, but they're not shown on the unit counting station.
Man, I don't know. Dream is just my hero, man. He made a 100 Seeker missile. Didn't actually shoot it. So Bomber, I guess, still has one up on
he got the Corvid reactor and then didn't make really any more Ravens after that. Both these players were just trying to decide how they wanted to progress.
Yeah, they're like, kind of, what do we do right now?
Well, let me tell you guys how the game really ended. MaKa made 8 starports and then made 11 Vikings at a time. Yeah. And then eventually just was like, well, I'm sorry, you just couldn't keep up with my Vikings. I won too many battles. And even though you have the last mining base, you don't have an army, and I will kill you.
Yeah, that's, and that was game 1.
That was game 1.
Game 1. Game 2 is on Teldrim Altar, which is a fairly large map. We could be in for a macro game, Wolf.
Teldrim Altar does not have the same map architecture as Daybreak, so you can't.
That's true. Yeah,
you can't have these weird siege-up situations where there's tanks on every cliff. I mean, there's a lot of different ramps and high ground hill types of things. Yeah, doing all these hand motions today.
Not quite like that.
There are a few hills, but you can't take control of them. They're too wide.
Daybreak is kind of a newer map, so it's going to be interesting to see if we're going to see more games like that in the future on Daybreak. I can't wait. Can you?
Well, we don't have to wait any longer because the countdown is starting.
That's right. Can MaKa close things out, get back into the GSL in a big way, or is MVP Dream going to knock MaKa back down into Code B? We're going to find out in just a moment. The game is about to start here at the GSL Code A. I'm Doa. With me is Wolf. Game starting right now, soon.